This daily dose is brought to you by Pirate.Black. ARRR!
Unrealized capital gains tax. Seriously, go to the first video that we made. I think we probably sound a little bit crazy. Like, wait, they're going to tax money that I haven't actually earned yet? Yeah. They want everything, guys. If you guys understand a couple basic data points, if you guys understand that they want not just your money, but they want your freedom, they want your bodily autonomy, they want your soul. If you understand that, it's not even a big surprise that, yeah, they want unrealized capital gains tax and they want to tax money that you haven't even earned yet. Of course. To ordinary people, that could be a shocker and a surprise. Dude, with everything we've seen over the last 5 years, why would you think there would be a certain point where they stop and they're like, well, that's going a little too far? Like, no. It's going to get more clown world, as Michael said. So this is just the next iteration of that. And we've talked about how in the last Build Back Better bill, they wanted to implement what they called the billionaires' income tax. Now they're calling it a minimum tax. Basically, it's unrealized capital gains taxes on the billionaires, the billionaire bros. And so this is going to make a comeback. We don't need to talk about the background in regards to this stuff, how it affects crypto, because I'll just link a video. I mean, we don't need to go into all of it again. But yeah, we're seeing it make a comeback. They're not going to stop. They're going to try to get this camel's nose under the tent. And then once they tax the billionaires in this particular way, then it's going to move its own way down to everybody. And that's what happened with the income tax, if you recall. The income tax was just for like the highest 1% of the population. It was to fund the war effort. We were in a war. Hey, sound familiar? And so we need to do extraordinary things, and we need to enact new legislation, which at the time was like debated to be unconstitutional, in order to raise more money for the government, for the war effort, to defend our country, right? And as the economic collapse continues, more people are going to be more desperate. There's going to be more justifications made for more crazy policies like this to be moved down to the rest of the population, and the income tax moved down to, as you can see now, the rest of the population. So yeah, it's going to move and expand from there. It's just part of the new fuel society. So the quasi-wealth tax, and this is from zerohedge.com, who I know I was hating on a little bit earlier in this video, but they really do have good stuff. The quasi-wealth tax comes as Biden and Manchin look to revive a scaled-back version of Build Back Better. The White House is planning on including a budget placeholder known as the Deficit Neutral Reserve Fund, essentially a blank space that the final BBP proposal can be pledged into later. We don't need to go into the details of that. As the New York Times pointed out, that the proposal marks the first time since Biden has explicitly talked for a wealth tax, although it's not quite as extreme as the wealth tax envisioned by ultra-liberal Dems like Elizabeth Warren. The tax will reportedly impact the 700 wealthiest Americans. What's more, the White House has christened the plan the billionaire minimum income tax. So it's not even income. It's like unearned income. According to the proposal, billionaires who already pay more than 20% of their total income plus capital gains won't owe more, but those who pay less will be required to make up the difference. If enacted, the White House believes the taxes will raise roughly $360 billion of revenue, which will probably be spent in 5 seconds based on the spending of the government. And it's essentially unrealized capital gains taxes. Yeah, they're going to do this in order to try to rally the lower classes and say, yeah, go after the billionaires. ProPublica has been reporting on the secrets of the ultra wealth, and yeah, we've seen that with the Panama Papers, the Pandora Papers, the recent Credit Suisse story, which talked about how they were banking for, international criminals and things like this. So there's something about unrealized capital gains tax in here. That's basically what it is. Wealth tax is unrealized capital gains.
Follow the treasure to Pirate.Black, because financial privacy today is freedom tomorrow. ARRR!